Yeah.
Let's start.
And then the other one is, if you had to torture your worst enemy,
Give me a beer.
what book would you force them to read?
Give me a beer, motherfucker.
That's the questions I'm asking.
Oh,
so you
thank
guys
you, sir.
Be ready for
Oh,
that
yes. I appreciate it. Great. I'm gonna wait till we roll and pop this, just because I like the sound. Oh.
Are we rolling?
Well, in that case, I'm gonna pop this, because I like the sound.
Oh, yeah.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Cheers.
Hello. Cheers.
Oh, what is this theme?
Nice, dude. Nice.
That was beautiful.
Way to start it off right. That's what we're talking about. Already cut off. Jake's cut off. No more for Jake. He doesn't need any more.
I'll be back.
Yeah, you will be back.
He's not a prideful man, Jake. But,
So how you been the last few hours that we haven't seen each other?
been, mostly asleep.
Cool.
Blearily wandering about in between the bouts of sleeping.
Just wandering the streets?
Not the streets.
Oh.
Mostly in one house.
Okay,
I was,
wandering a house.
I
All
was
right.
writing today.
That seems safer.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot less homeless people.
Yeah.
A lot less clowns
Right.
in this particular house.
Dude, I was just talking
It
about I
wasn't
want
fun.
to make a movie about a clown. That's like the one thing I want to do because I think the visual of a clown is
Yes.
so good. There's so many colors, you know? So
Like
much
the-
going on.
The clown movie we were talking
Like the
about.
clown
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A clown. He was forced into clowning, right?
In a
By his
kidnapping.
father.
In the clowning.
Yeah. His father really pressured him into
Oh
clowning.
no.
Ever since he was little.
No, it's
you
a
know?
sad day for that clown. Every day's a sad day. But he has
His
a
heart was
clown.
never in it. I mean, that's one of the saddest. Ironically, that's one of the saddest kind of days that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could probably have.
Yeah, it's true. No, but I do want to make a movie about a clown. Because I think, how many movies about clowns are there? It? That's a horror clown.
There was recently one called Clown, the Clown.
There was a movie called The Clown.
Yeah, it was about a clown, if you can imagine it.
Wow.
It was.
Who saw that coming?
It was actually kind of interesting. It was about the movie claimed. I mean, people double check this, all of you viewers. Double check this for me, but it says in the movie that a clown.
Okay, guys.
The idea of it.
Oh, hey, Jake.
Hey. How's it going? What are you guys talking about?
Nice pants,
Clowns.
bud.
Thanks.
The movie Clown.
Looking good.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the movie, it says that clowns actually come from a Germanic folklore demon called a cloyne, you know?
Oh.
And it was like dressed festively because it would dance and play on the edge of the forest, and children would come out to play with
then it would
and
snatch
then it
them.
would eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like where the clown supposedly comes from.
Right.
Is this real? Are you making this up?
It's in a movie I saw recently.
Oh, so it could be fake, but it could be real.
Yes, like I said, all the viewers should double check.
Okay.
We can't right now because we're not really we don't really do phones too often.
No, we don't do the internet.
We ain't doing internet.
We
right
are
now.
online.
This ain't an internet motherfucking thing right here. Right? Get it square. So anyway, what do you guys? How's that sitting with you?
That's sitting good, man. I
Yeah.
like movies about clown lore. You don't hear much of that.
Right?
Yeah.
I saw this movie called Troll Hunters.
That's great.
I think it was called Troll Hunters.
Troll
It was
Hunters
like a
is great.
Swedish movie.
Yeah, it's
You've
really
seen it.
funny. Yeah.
Dude, it was such a... Oh, man.
They
I actually appreciated the unique quality of the troll lore. I got to learn. I learned troll lore. It was so cool.
I
Like, they
know.
smell out Christians.
It's not all about bridges.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much more to their culture than just bridges
Yeah.
and goats.
And there were
There-
different kinds of trolls.
I can't think of a film that explores clown lore except for the one you're talking about.
Yeah. And
It's a horror movie?
yeah, and I mean, it wasn't that great of a movie.
Were the clowns
but
demons?
the clown lore was really interesting.
And they-
Well, what happens is the guy actually puts on like a traditional clown
Yeah.
garment, and then he can't get it off. You know, even with,
Like the
a
mask, like Jim
grinder
Carrey.
and like the mask with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Except for there's no taking the mask off.
Oh.
And instead of making you like a wacky badass, it makes you like a carnivorous
Baby killer.
cannibal clown.
Oh.
So,
Interesting.
and eventually, you know, he sort of like devolves more
Right.
and more into the clown. So it's kind of like a possessed
Right.
item.
That makes sense.
You know?
So what if we made a movie about a clown who discovers, and he's just an American clown. Then he discovers
mainstream.
mainstream, yeah, super
Totally
mainstream.
American clown.
Yeah, and like modern day, not like patches,
some
shapy patches,
Cirque
but like
du Soleil bullshit.
no, not Cirque du Soleil either.
So he's not like pro clown.
No,
He's
hell
just like,
no.
he's
He's
just
kid's
making
birthday
it-
party clown.
Kid's birthday party clown.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He can tie a dog out of a balloon. That's it. That's all he can do. And he's got one of those flower
That's all he
lapels
can
that
do.
squirts water or milk.
How many types of dogs can he do?
Just one
dog?
generic
He
dog.
can't
Well,
do,
like a normal dog and a wiener dog.
He can do a wiener dog. Yeah.
So he can do 2 dogs.
Just a longer
so he can
balloon,
do like
right?
Well, it's really just a squattier wiener dog.
Yeah.
So really, it's just
Right.
2 shapes of wiener dog.
Yeah.
So he can't. Can he do a pretzel?
No.
He's not a
What is he?
chef.
Yeah.
I mean, like with balloons.
No.
You
That's
know?
far too complicated.
Can't, oh wow. Okay. So, all right. I'm just trying
Can he
to
do a
get
snake? Because most clowns I know can do snakes.
Snakes.
I don't think he's ever done a snake.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Never thought
Can
about
he,
it.
yeah, he can't do a cobra.
No.
That's for sure.
No, absolutely not.
Anyway,
That's
So-
advanced clowning.
so he is a clown, and then he learns the etymology, like the history of the clowns,
Yeah.
the origins,
The origin?
and then he kind of takes it too far, starts
Ah.
embracing that.
Embracing the clown way of life.
Yeah, like kidnapping kids and eating them and stuff.
How do you
Sure.
how do you get there? Like, it's one thing if you're born into, like, okay, your brains
How
are
do the-
rewired, you're trying to eat people, but then, like, you just, like, you're into clowns so much you eat a person. That would be a fascinating story to
Just
explore,
like
Jake.
any radical religion, you know.
No, I'm into it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm
Is he
saying
gonna
that
have a
I
clown
want to see.
mentor?
Yeah, he will absolutely. He'll have to hike up a mountain
Like,
to find the clown
It's
mentor.
gonna teach him like how to kidnap children effectively.
Yeah,
Good.
It's and he can just it can be a pretty quick.
Well,
tutorial,
actually-
you know, it's actually like quite easy.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and this
You
guy's
just
a natural.
Go to the edge of the forest and dance about. Usually, if you wave at them, they come right over.
Beckon.
Just beckon to them.
This way, children.
Yes. Now come.
Yeah.
Come.
I think that's. I think
Goodbye.
there's
Come
potential
back.
there. For something
There's
good.
potential for something.
I still like
Good.
the idea of
Something
getting
good.
forced into clowning from a young age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forced
maybe-
into it.
Like maybe he didn't want to when he was a little kid. His dad forced him into clowning, you know, but American clowning. Then he's gonna go on a journey to find out what clowning's really about.
A journey with hijinks or a journey with death? What are we talking about?
I think
Well, it's a family fun.
yeah,
oh,
it's a
fun.
family fun romp.
romp.
Okay.
A
Yeah.
family fun romp through the macabre carnival.
Yeah. Coming of age tale. You know.
Yeah, he's just connecting with the past of his profession. You know,
Yeah.
So
he's like he can have this line right here. This line right here. Clowning's all I've ever known, and I don't know anything about it. And
That's gonna be his
that's
character?
when he's gonna drive off.
I don't
That's
know.
the end line.
do I-
That's the last line of the movie.
That's
Yeah,
the last
that's
line
after,
of the movie?
after he eats a
Spoiler
couple
alert!
kids
Nobody's
and
gonna
stuff.
want to watch it now.
Well, no, they are. They're wanting to see how it leads
Oh,
up
you
to it.
you can put that part in the preview.
So like, is he like Bruce Wayne, where his dad is like killed by clowns, and then he becomes
No,
a clown? No.
I got a
I
side
think
question.
clowning killed
Wait,
his
wait,
dad.
Bruce-
Side
Wayne
question,
wasn't killed
okay?
by
How are we
bats.
gonna make topics into a game? Because if crazy side tangents is part of like the game, then I think we've just hit that. We should drink or something?
Well,
Drink.
crazy side tangents. No, I didn't mean making everything into a game.
I was just
But,
curious
like,
what you meant by this over here.
I meant by like the book question, like come up with a game type question.
Oh, I
to
see.
Think about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
But topics
Which
is
was what-
mostly about random.
You had
side
that
rants.
question, which was if there was one book that a girl had to
Yes. Barometer book.
a barometer book.
Yes.
You're
So, like,
measuring the pressure of this girl
No.
Yeah.
I'm measuring.
with a book,
Well, that's a good way to do it. You just have her stand on it.
right?
Yeah.
And then if she breaks
Watch
the
how
book, you shouldn't marry her.
Exactly.
But if the
She
book
weighs too
stands-
much.
Then you're good, you know?
Yeah.
It takes a lot to break a book.
Mm.
Arguably I would say
I don't know if books,
near impossible.
books
I
actually
know.
don't really work that way.
I don't know if a person could stand on a book and break it.
So, we're not judging people by size, really.
No. It's
Like,
not about
so then-
that.
Don't marry someone that's the size
Is-
of a small planet.
It's more about where you put
Or
the book,
something.
right? When that
If you put the book up and put a person on it, then it could break.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, but to answer your question though,
You're good.
I have no answer. I don't read enough books. I don't have one book that
What?
any girl should, be into. Otherwise,
One book?
that's it. That's
Nah,
it.
I'm not that shallow. You don't have to read.
No. But it's like you don't have to read.
You don't
No.
have to be
You
able
don't
to
even have to
read.
know how to read.
No, okay. So it's not like okay, to marry me you must read this book. It's more like what book. Okay, or you can. You know what? We could just go movie. My book is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. What book would you find out? Like, say you married a girl. right? And you're like, oh, we're so compatible, and everything's going
We're
great.
so compatible.
And then
It's good.
all of a sudden, you find out she doesn't like blank movie or book. Which book would be like devastating to you?
And I've already married her.
You've already married
we've
her. It's
never
too
talked.
late. So say like,
I can
so
answer
for
that for
example,
album. I can answer that for album.
I'm sure you could for movie too.
I'm thinking about it for movie. I've never thought
Think
about it
about
for
it.
movie or book.
Okay, so you find
It's a
out
good
she
question.
doesn't like. Yeah, sure, we can do book, movie,
The
and
Godfather.
album.
Oh, all of them. It should be all
If
of
she
them.
doesn't like, she actively dislikes The Godfather. I didn't get
Okay,
it.
You go first.
It was slow, and there was too many people, and I didn't know what was happening.
The Godfather.
I would
Okay.
be like,
But you're already married to her. You already put a ring on it. So like, there.
It's too late. Yeah, this is.
You
there
just
is
have to
no
accept
happy
it. I
ending.
mean, there is no happy ending here.
so I sit her down and I'd watch it and probably pause it because
A bunch of
there's
times.
a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of lot of characters.
Because
in that
nothing makes anybody like a movie more than gratuitous oversharing of details.
The reason
No,
that-
no, this is why you will like it.
You will
You
see.
will
You will
watch.
see. Open your
Yes,
eyes.
you will see.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure I've done it before. I mean, if we're married.
You've done it at least once
At
already.
least
That's
once.
good. It's good to try it
I mean,
out
you
on
got
it.
some movies you just gotta pause because there's just too much shit going on.
Heard.
Just too much.
You know, here's an interesting.
some
one.
movies you gotta pause and pick up the next day because it's 4 hours long.
What's your album?
This is not. Oh, my album is Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
If they're like,
if they're like, you know
I
what,
should turn that off.
I don't get
Yeah.
it whatsoever. It doesn't do it for me. I would never listen to it again. In fact, if I do listen to it again, I'll just get out of the car. I mean, like I'd cry. I'd cry. I'd be
That'd
like,
be
well, that's
pretty
the saddest
devastating.
thing in the world. I just have to give them some acid, then have them listen to it, and then they change their perspective.
Right.
Yeah, but
That
that
does
changed
help.
a lot of their
That
perspective.
does help.
Change a lot of perspective
Yeah.
on a lot of things.
Yeah.
No, but I was gonna say my ex-girlfriend didn't like Toy Story,
What?
and that to me was just heartbreaking. It was like, how could I
that's
be
sad,
dating this girl
man.
who doesn't like Toy Story?
Well,
So
not
you know what
anymore.
I'm talking about.
Well, right.
Yeah, it's that feeling.
Yeah, it was a feeling. It was strong.
I watched Cabin in the
It
Woods
was
with
bad.
an
Yeah, it
ex
was a
of
bad
mine,
feeling.
which, as you guys know, is my favorite movie like ever.
I love Cabin in the Woods. Great
I
shit.
watched it with
You
an
love
ex
that
of mine,
film?
and she just like didn't even laugh. Just had nothing going for her.
Just
And I was
nothing.
just like,
Oh, that's so sad.
it was such a.
You know, that's
bummer.
why I don't share anything with anybody. So I don't get that sort of disappointment. I just keep to myself. You
That's
know?
a good
Okay.
way to play it safe, dude.
Yeah.
Just find out if they like it before you even risk it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dive. I'm not
I like to
gonna dive
watch
into it
movies
again.
with a big screen between me and the person I'm watching it with. You know what I mean? So I have no idea how they're reacting to it
Right.
until we take the screen down. And then, you know.
You put the screen up.
Yeah.
Like hold their hand
Yeah.
under the screen.
You know, I
Right.
watched
It's
Shrek
like-
with a girl.
Yeah, it
once.
comes down from the ceiling, so we do hold hands. For sure.
I watched Shrek with a
That's
girl,
good.
and
Yeah.
that was a great experience because Shrek is hilarious.
Shrek is a
Shrek
good
just
one.
brings people together.
You're not wrong.
Let me tell you, and it has everything from really intelligent humor to crude, like toilet humor. It's got all of it, you know.
Literally.
So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that
Mhm.
movie is a good movie to watch. on a
Definitely.
date. Just so you guys
Definitely.
know.
But
Yeah.
and if she didn't like Shrek, she was like, "Nah, Shrek
Yeah.
doesn't do it for
Oh.
me."
Then you
I'd
might
be
as well
like,
just-
"What? How
We
is
got
that
some
possible?"
problem,
Yeah,
right?
that's
I'm
a
like,
Possible.
how do you?
This isn't just with
But
girls too. This
why?
is with it's anybody. And if
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with somebody and they're like, you know what, don't like Shrek. Like, what?
Come on, dude.
What are you talking about? How can you not like Shrek?
Or Toy Story.
Or
Yeah,
Toy
you gotta
Story?
like
Toy
that
Story. Oh, so lovable. What a lovable film.
shit. Kilroy.
Yes?
Movie, book
Oh,
that
Jesus.
would break your heart.
Or an album.
Oh, and you actually have a
The
girlfriend.
Notebook.
The
The
Notebook.
Notebook.
Well, I'm a soft, sensitive, gentle
We all
soul.
three just broke his heart.
If-
Three friends
Yeah.
like the Notebook.
Notebook.
I have never seen
Like-
The Notebook.
I actually haven't either.
Oh.
Come on, bud.
Poser.
Is it
What?
good?
No, it's terrible. I meant, why aren't you playing the game?
He's playing a different game.
Nightlock says I could do a TV show, and that would be The Office.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Office. That's a good one.
I
That
can
is
see
a
that.
very good one.
I could see that. Yeah. If she didn't like The Office, it's like,
That'd be a
how is that
bummer.
possible? How is
That'd
that
be a
possible?
bummer. Yeah.
Although if she liked a similar show, which there are many similar shows, then I could see it because it's.
The Office is like the best
Yeah,
of all
it's the
the
best
shows
one.
like it. There's no show as good as The Office.
You're not
that's
wrong
similar.
about that.
Parks and Rec, like no.
The Office was
you know?
first, besides the European Office. The Office was first too.
They
The
did
first
better.
style of it, and so
It was
it just
very.
has
it
its
was
unique
with
quality
the
for that.
interviews and stuff for sure.
yeah, it was great. I really liked
Uh,
when it first came out for sure. And then rewatching it was great.
all the way to like
Still
much
working
all
on that.
Yeah.
Still rewatching it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
great.
so long.
It
so
takes
long.
a minute. Yeah, because they have
Yeah.
like 25 episodes a season unless they get popular.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Which
so
is
good.
awesome because they're all good up till when Michael Scott leaves, pretty much.
True that.
let's see. Okay, yeah. So The Office, definitely.
Who
would be a
answered that?
major bummer.
Nightlock.
Nightlock? Great answer.
Yeah.
Nightlock.
He also hosted us, so thanks. Nightlock.
Oh, cheers, Nightlock.
Tonight.
Again.
Thanks. Thanks,
Yes,
buddy.
Thank you,
Appreciate
my
it.
friend.
No, but an answer though, besides the Notebook
Oh Jesus.
from Kilroy. Let's hear
So
it.
movie.
Anything, movie, book, album,
What have you got in your
TV
head?
show.
What would crush you the most?
Um.
Want you at your lowest?
Honestly, I know it's really stereotypical, but I would say Lord of the Rings.
I was gonna say Lord of the
Like
Rings.
if she couldn't be down for a Lord of the Rings marathon,
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah, you don't want to.
probably
Yeah.
not a whole lot going on. Up
Oh, it makes me upset
You know
for
what
you
would
to
be
even
the
suggest
worst?
that there would be somebody that wasn't.
There's no way, and nobody on the planet.
Because I want to do that right now more than
Oh.
anything.
But I want to crush it even further, real quick. What if she didn't? What if she was never down for the original 3 Lord of the Rings, but she wanted to watch The Hobbit?
It would not continue. There would be a
I'd have
divorce
to
in our
end
future.
it right there.
Yeah.
Because if she was like, The Hobbit was way better.
I personally haven't seen the Hobbit films because everyone tells me don't.
Yeah.
They're not.
Okay.
To answer that question,
It's
like,
like it's being on a roller coaster that's really shitty. You're knocking your shoulders up against the side the whole time, right? There's a kid throwing up in front of you, and you're getting vomit like
But
chunks on you the whole
You can
time.
still smell like J.R.R. Tolkien everywhere.
Oh,
It's
you can
almost
smell it.
there.
Yeah, but then you get stuck
Well-
upside down in the loop, and you're just sitting there, and your hair's like, and you're like, oh,
right next to the
blood's rushing
vent
to my
where
head.
Tolkien smells getting pumped out, and you're like, whoa, this is overwhelming. You know what I mean?
You,
Kind of a thing.
you smell
Musty.
Tolkien in the way that, like, a mortician smelled Tolkien.
Yeah, not in the pleasant way.
When he was stuffing him with cotton and whatnot.
And
That's
then
the kind of Tolkien
Fake
that you
Tolkien.
smell.
you pull up to the station,
Tolkien
right?
corpse.
And they say, okay, thanks for riding, but they don't let you get out. You have to pay another $13, and then they let you go on it again.
And
and
before
then
they let
again.
you out,
And then again, yeah.
and every time you stop, they piss all over.
They're just chugging Rainier.
They're just it's
Waiting
not
for it.
Rainier. They're chugging like English, old English,
Beet juice.
Oh, no.
old
no.
English,
No,
and
no.
beet juice
And
and
plates of asparagus.
No.
Mad Dog
no.
2020, and just pissing all over.
Yeah, it's not a fun experience.
Last DC says Star Wars.
Ooh,
Sure.
yeah, wait, what, like, the first,
All
like,
of them?
episode 4, A New Hope, or are we talking
No,
like,
straight up, no. If the girl just be like, you know what,
Star
Star
Wars
Wars
in general.
just doesn't do it for me. Honestly, I'd be like, I don't care. That's cool with me. You know, I get it.
I'd be like, let's Star Wars shit for our kids.
Less Star Wars shit for our kids, because like they're just gonna keep pumping them out. That's one thing with Lord of the Rings
That's
is
true.
like
they're not going anywhere.
you gotta sit and watch that shit and appreciate it for what it is. Star Wars, you have to actively avoid Star Wars to be able to not watch Star Wars.
To
It's a totally
appreciate
different
it.
thing. You know what I mean?
You can't appreciate it if you see how mainstream it is.
I thought it was everywhere already, and
Disney
then when
would
Disney
appreciate it.
acquired it,
Yeah.
holy shit. It's
Holy
literally
shit.
everywhere.
That doesn't mean
It's on
though.
everything.
Still, you gotta love Star Wars though.
Well,
like,
it's
what-
just like being back in the 80s now.
Yeah.
You know, like our parents were.
Not quite, though. They didn't brand it as much back
Well,
then.
it wasn't possible to brand it as much.
Right,
on
exactly.
The internet.
But, like, they have Star Wars oranges I saw.
No.
They're just oranges with a bag that says Star Wars on it. I'm like, what the
that's all it takes,
Fuck.
dude.
Star
Yeah,
Wars
Disney
ketchup?
owns everything.
Yeah, what? What?
It's great.
So-
Like Jawa juice, if you're gonna sell blue milk, you know, like Star Wars milk. That okay, I get
Yeah,
that.
That's,
But not just labeling something that's already exists.
Star Wars
That's-
milk, but it's just milk.
Milk with blue food coloring.
It
No,
just
not
has-
even blue food
It's
colors.
just
just
Darth
milk.
Vader
Just
on the
milk.
ketchup
Yeah.
bottle because he has a red lightsaber.
All
That's the
right.
only correlation.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not
You can
shaped
draw a
like Vader or
lightsaber.
anything.
Yeah.
It's just a ketchup.
Yeah, see, if
bottle
they had
that
Star
says
like-
Darth Vader.
Aunt Jemima style ketchup bottle with Darth Vader, shaped
Yeah,
as Darth
that'd be
Vader.
great.
Oh,
That'd
there
be
you
cool.
go.
Yeah.
See, that's
I might buy that.
Star Wars.
I think I would buy
Give
that.
us money.
Star Wars, Disney, hit us
Yeah,
up.
Give us some money. Did you hear that
We'll be
brilliant
your
idea?
new marketing
But
team.
for all I know,
Motherfucker.
Aunt Jemima has like a monopoly or like some sort of patent on.
They've at least
On
won
shaping
Monopoly.
And the
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah, I
has
was
the,
gonna say the bear snuck in somehow.
Oh,
Yeah.
the bear, yeah,
So
the
the-
honey.
Well, it's honey though, so it's like those are two different things. You know, and
Jemima
nobody's
might
fucking around
own
with that.
that though.
Yeah, probably.
They probably.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Who owns Jemima? You know.
Probably Disney.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Disney. Yeah.
It all breaks down to either like
Walt was in Aunt
Time
Jemima's will.
Warner, Disney,
Viacom?
or
Right.
Viacom.
Yeah.
They own everything.
Yeah.
God,
Oh, it's ridiculous.
it's crazy. Anyway, great, powerful, rich overlords, please don't slay us or lay our houses to waste for exposing your secrets.
I do not associate with him or him. I don't know any of this.
Right.
Did you ever answer the question?
Yeah, what the?
Which one?
You said hitchhikers. He said hitchhikers.
Hitchhikers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hitchhikers
That was for
would be
book.
the book.
Yeah. What a movie / album.
Well, Cabin in the Woods really did do it. That was pretty heartbreaking. I was like, oh man.
You have
Yeah.
first-hand experience.
I've been
You
dating
have
that girl for a
first-hand
while
experience. Yeah, that's
Rough.
too. I've been dating her a while.
rough, and you didn't see it coming.
Didn't see it coming.
It was just out of left field.
You know when you come out of the sex haze, when you first emerge from it,
Oh yeah.
and
No,
it's
I've
like,
never had sex.
That's good. So it's the best way
Lucky
to
you,
avoid
dude.
STDs.
Lucky you.
Best way to avoid STDs. Don't have sex.
Just don't
Cut your dick off.
That helps.
That helps.
Very preventative that way, yeah. Make sure it's with a sterile knife. Otherwise, you could get one anyway.
I use a fly swatter.
I don't even know how to
Which
respond
end?
to that, dude.
I
Both
hope the
ends.
plastic end. Sharpen the plastic.
Both ends. No, I didn't sharpen it. Use one end till it got dull, and then
So a similar thing happened to me with Queen. We
Ah.
listened to Queen, and I was like, "You gotta listen
the
to
Prophet
Queen.
song.
You
come
gotta
on.
listen to the Prophet song. It's like the shit."
I was
And
in the
then
car for this
she
one.
said, "Well, that was just noise to me." And I was
Ah.
like, "Oh, you listen to some fucking bad noise." No, but at the same time, gotta give credit where credit is due. Can't be too mad at her because the speakers in our car are absolute fucking garbage. And the difference
Sure.
between listening to music with headphones or with nice speakers in a room versus just a car speakers with road noise and all that shit, it is basically
Yeah,
noise.
I
A lot
would-
of the times when I'm listening to music, I'm just remembering the music more than I'm actually
Right.
listening
like
to
we've
it.
been
True.
listening to Led Zeppelin 4. It's been in our car for probably 2 or 3 years now, and it's the
Just
only album we have in
only
our car.
disc.
We don't have like an auxiliary cable or Bluetooth or anything. It's an old car, so we just listen to that. And like at this point, I've heard the album enough times to know every note, right? But it's just noise at this point that we're remembering, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said.
The speakers go, and
then
then they
when we-
cut out constantly,
when
so
we
you
got
just
in
gotta make it up.
In the yellow truck, and we listened to it on like those nice speakers.
Ooh,
It made me
ooh.
like re-love music again,
I know.
like because it's been a while since I've listened to music in really good
Mhm.
speakers.
Yeah, really good speakers is always super awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm. And not in headphones. That doesn't count. It's different. It's
No.
too constrained.
Headphones
to,
are
like, right
different,
here.
dude. Headphones are different.
Which
They
is
don't
great for
resonate
Pink
through the
Floyd,
room.
You
No.
know,
Even with Floyd,
Yeah.
though, I've learned it's better to have a speaker systems that are like in a room that 5 feet away from you, so that the whole room gets filled with sound, as opposed to the headphones. Just kind of a little bit, you're kind of in your own brain a little bit too much.
You're
Like
constrained.
you don't get your body into it.
and you can't sing. Well, you can, but everybody can hear you, and that's not what you want.
That's okay.
Not always. No.
But
Always.
some-
Not when you live in an apartment building. And just singing as loud as you can.
I'd say an album for me would be Bon Iver, or an artist. If a girl doesn't like Bon Iver, I'm like, what is
I
wrong?
don't even know who that is.
Really?
Really.
Oh man.
But that doesn't mean I don't like it, so you can't hate me.
I don't hate you. You're also not a girl, so it doesn't matter.
No, it does matter because this
Oh.
is a.
Oh,
it's
then-
anybody, right?
Oh, we
it's
switched
like
to anybody.
well,
Okay.
it's well, I mean, most of the time,
Yeah, that's true.
regardless,
Kyle's
it's like
open-minded.
really, like
That's
you
true.
have you have Apple products. Like, come on, man, and then you like
Right.
stop being friends with them, right,
No,
right
sure.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Yeah, I straight up told.
I'm just
getting
kidding.
fired.
I'm just kidding, Apple
I
lovers.
straight up told Peter.
Yeah, I remember.
You were there?
It's fucking funny,
I was
dude.
drunk as hell, and I'm like, Peter, you're like everything that I hate, but somehow I still love you so
Yeah,
much.
it was so funny.
No, wait, at that New Year's party? Is
I
that what
think
you said
so.
that?
No,
I don't think
Oh,
so. It
before
was
that?
before there, yeah. But
yeah,
it was,
because he's like the anti-me. He loves Apple products.
it was
He
in this
drives
room.
a fucking Scion XB, which is my least favorite car of all time.
Oh, we
the
make fun of
Cox
that
one.
all the
And
time.
he loves it.
And his brother lowered it, okay?
Oh, nice.
Like 6 inches, right? So every time he drives into our driveway, it scrapes. Every time he goes over a speed
It's
bump,
hilarious.
it scrapes. Every time he goes into any complex, it scrapes.
But I
Yeah.
seriously
He has to go
love-
slow over
love
everything.
him.
We make
Right.
I
fun of him
seriously love him
constantly.
to pieces. He's
Right.
a fucking amazing guy. And I
Love him to
his-
pieces.
Yeah, that he's funny because he is definitely like an
He's like the
Apple fanboy.
Anti-me and
I make fun of him
everything.
for that so much. But we make fun of each other, so it keeps us in check
Right.
a little bit. It's like
And that's one of the things
It's
that
cool.
I like about him. Is like
Right.
you can argue about it, and he's like, "All right, yeah, I want to hear it. What do you
You
have
got
to
some
say?"
good
And
points.
he-
definitely,
Yeah, he has
definitely.
good points.
For those of you guys who might not know who Peter is, he's been on the stream a couple times.
hmm
He
as
played
a
D&D
guest
with us.
for Dunge.
And there's a couple times a guest playing games and stuff, hanging
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, he's been our friend for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we grew up with him.
He's been my friend for a substantially shorter time.
substantially. We've been friends with him
Likewise.
for 15.
No, wait, that's not right. Is that right?
We were-
15?
No, 10.
No, we
11
must have
years?
been like at least
12. We were 12. So
He was probably
10,
like-
11 years now.
yeah, okay, 11 or 12. I wouldn't have said 15.
No, 11 years. I think.
Okay, I could take that. It's
a
a long
long
time
time.
though. That is a long time.
Correct.
You shot his brother in the face.
with it.
Point blank with an airsoft gun. It's not loaded. Bam! His brother was like 5 years old.
Hey, everybody's got to learn that lesson at some point, that a gun's always loaded. Fortunately, I learned with a fake gun.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
best to learn on your side of the gun as well.
Right, that
when,
too.
when you get to be on the side of the gun that you are on,
Yeah.
it's always the best way to learn.
Yeah, you're right. You're not right. You're not wrong.
He learned the harder way.
He learned the hard way. Yeah.
Yeah.
As hard as it gets, pretty much. Except dying. But, you know, he didn't.
You don't learn that way.
No.
That doesn't teach you much.
Yeah. No.
Unless you come back, we don't know.
Yeah. Like Jon Snow.
I could go for reincarnation, you know?
Spoiler
You could
alerts.
go for reincarnation?
But come on,
as
guys.
what? What would
Just
you be
like
reincarnated
moving
as? If you were going to be reincarnated?
Okay.
Wait. You don't get to pick. We get to pick as your peers.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a
okay,
democratic
sure.
vote thing.
So going on, I guess what you know. What do you think I'm headed towards? Like if I died on the way home.
And it's got to be a creature. What are the options here? Can it be an
anything, any
inanimate
living
object?
thing. No, it has to be living. It has to have birth given to it.
It's definitely
Birth.
got
It
to
has to
be
be
an
born.
So
animal.
it can't be a plant
And
or
it has to
bacteria.
have-
It's got to be an animal.
Yeah,
basically.
right.
Yeah, an
It's-
animal.
I think it's an animal.
It has
Yeah.
to be.
It could be a fungi as well.
What? A
I
fungi.
think a fungi.
If
A
I would like to
fungi.
come back as a mushroom.
Not
I
like
was
a
gonna say
wild
plants.
and crazy guy.
Plants are technically birthed.
Yeah, they have seeds
Yeah.
and they get fertilized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. What?
I don't think I'm a plant.
Hey, the only reason you think that plants can't feel is because you don't have the same feeling that plants.
I don't know. If
You're
those
goddamn
broad
right.
shoulders-
I'm not fucking wrong. Okay?
You're right.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I would peg you as a boar, a
Wow.
wild boar,
Wow.
I was gonna say
because I think that you would be intimidating to people. You might be short in stature, but you're definitely gonna fuck some shit up, with your fat tusks.
pigs are smart.
Pigs are smart.
Yeah,
Pigs
they
have
do.
personalities.
They
know?
do.
They
True.
You're not wrong.
they can smell, and I know you got a great sense of smell.
I have a terrible sense of smell.
Oh, okay. Well,
We got tusks. Wait, no, you don't have tusks.
he
If I
doesn't
was
have
a
tusks,
pig,
but he
I
would. He would
If I
have
was a
tusks.
boar, I
Then
would.
you would.
He would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you would make a fantastic boar.
Thanks.
You would make a boar that a hunter would be proud. They would live their entire lives searching for a boar like you to kill and feed to their family, because inevitably you would be killed.
I think it's
Sure.
unfair.
I'm gonna
to
die
family.
fighting though.
Right? Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna go down.
You're gonna
fighting.
take out one of their kids,
Good.
one of the sons.
I'm
Three
goring at
sons?
least a kid.
You're taking out one
I'm
of them.
goring at least one kid,
Mhm.
and probably a dog or two.
Yeah.
I think.
Most of the
I
dogs.
think I'm gonna have to fight dogs.
Actually,
lot.
you hit dogs like
I'm probably gonna have to fight dogs all day.
yeah over decades.
Yeah.
You've been fighting dogs.
I'm gonna get good at that shit.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
hella good.
Okay.
You were
Okay.
born good.
I think it's unfair because I know you thought of boar and I thought of rattlesnake just because we played Red Dead Redemption
Yeah.
recently, and they're just
Rattlesnake.
Red Dead Redemption creatures. You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I
So
gotta
first
get
playthrough.
Yeah,
First place.
first playthrough. Oh, I'm
It's
loving
amazing.
it, dude. Yeah, I mean we've been streaming it. We're on like part 8 now, I think, and oh my god, it's fucking great,
I
dude.
can't wait till you guys beat it.
I want to beat it,
We're
and
close.
now Red
We're
Dead
super
2
close.
has been announced.
I know.
Perfect, just in time. I was just in time.
Just in time.
Can I
Thank
get
you.
one of those?
I'm gonna need one too. So,
Thank you, sir.
cheers, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Wow, you guys picked the perfect time to start playing it.
I know we got lucky,
You
dude.
didn't have to wait fucking how long's it been?
Like
I
everybody
know
else,
we don't have to
yeah.
wait at all. It's like jumping in on a series that's
It's-
been around for years,
It's been a
and
long
the new
ass
season,
time,
the
like
season
6
finale's
years
coming up.
since they released that shit.
Wow, it's been a
like
long
6
time.
years.
Well, I know that the
At
reason
least
why
6 years,
the
7 years.
reason
maybe.
why we didn't want to play it right away, we wanted to wait, was because GTA 4 came out on PC, right? And we were like,
Right.
oh shit, well Red Dead's gonna come out on PC,
No.
right?
No.
Never did.
I know.
Never fucking
They would
did.
have made money. I don't
And
know what they were
imagine how
thinking.
good that game would be if it was on PC, and we can mod it, and we could just
Best
oh.
version.
Actually, the first time I played that game was on, of course, the 360, and a buddy of mine had it. He was like, "Yeah, I actually modded it." I was like, "Fuck yeah, you modded on the Xbox? That's sick!" You know? I can't wait. So I started playing. 30 seconds in, I fell through the floor, and then just fell, and then I had to restart the Xbox, and then that happened again, and then it happened again, and I just quit out, and I was like, "Well, that was my experience with Red Dead Redemption so far." But that was
That
he
sounds
broke the
horrible.
game.
Who
Yeah.
was that?
That was Ian. At Central.
Oh, Ian.
Yeah, he like modded it.
God
But he
damn
failed.
it, Ian.
He
oh,
failed.
you.
But now we're playing it and legit just like the main game in the box or whatever, and it's so fun.
It's been a long time since
Undead
I played.
Nightmare, though.
It's been a long time since I've played a game that the developers wanted me to play. Usually, I like wait for a game to come out on PC so I can play it the way I want to play it, right?
Same,
Like
same.
Civ 5, like it's a game that we've been playing a lot recently. Not a lot, but we played recently. It's like my favorite version of Civ is the modded version with like ethnic units, and like smaller battalions of. So you zoom in and there's like 30 guys instead of like there's only 5 guys. or whatever. Like little things like that is what I like. But GTA 4, right? And Skyrim. Oh yeah, Skyrim. The mods on Skyrim was the best. But like Red Dead Redemption, you can't even camp. You're just like, you can camp. There's a campsite, but when you click campsite, you just kind of like kneel, and it's like, you want to save, you want to go somewhere else, and then you're done, and then you just kind of fades to black and comes up, and you're just chilling in the desert. I'm like, no, I want to camp. I want to like sit.
Choose where you put the.
Yeah, I want to set down my tent and like look at the stars, and just have a seat.
I feel it. But that's what modding's for, That's why you gotta play games that are on PC. But at the same time, you get. I mean, like I've spent, I think, potentially more time modding Skyrim than actually playing Skyrim.
You have, because I didn't mod it. You modded it.
Right,
so
but like
I played the shit out of it.
Modding can get intense in that game.
And also, when it crashes, it's like frustrating to spend 6 hours trying to figure out why it crashed.
Yeah.
Keep going into this. I mean,
frustrating for me.
Frustrating for you. It was frustrating for me because
I did feel like I got smart though, and I kind of know how games work on my computer now because I modded it. And like I feel just smarter. I feel like I know how all the puzzle pieces work.
That's part of the reason I like modding is because I get addicted to like the tweaking of it.
Right.
In the files, like figuring out what code is what.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Figuring out like how it works, any codes and stuff like that. Any files is great. It's great. I love it. It's real fun, but exhausting and so much work.
Like all that, any editing.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Dude, we just did ADR for Snowed In, right? We did Jake's the first ADR technically that we have done in the movie. We did some of Jake's lines, his intro scene yesterday, just as like a test, and I threw it in, and it sounds pretty good. There's like one line that needs to be done again, but other than that, it sounds pretty fucking good. It sounds pretty real.
Impressed.
If you ask me, it sounds real.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if we had all the other voices in there, it'd be like nobody's even gonna bat an eye at the fact that this is all fake sound. Which is great. I mean, it's unbelievably satisfying for me as a sound designer to make something like that.
Yes.
So cool.
I haven't had to do much ADR yet.
Really?
I hear it's a nightmare.
It can be a nightmare. So like one cool thing that we have going for us is like me and Kyle and Peter in this tiny room that's like seriously as big as this table.
Yeah,
maybe 2 of these tables.
No,
like that's
like
the
this
whole
table,
room.
and then another that table here.
Yeah, and so like we're all squeezed in this room, and I'm just like I know I have a mic in front of me, and that they can hear me, right, real clear. So I just make noises and like fucking sing and do as much obnoxious shit that I can in front of that mic, and it's great fun for me because they have to just But then when I'm like doing my lines and Peter like laughs in the middle of my line because I'm trying in a different way, it's
that's
satisfying for me as an actor to make people laugh.
That's why they have sound booths that are like the plexiglass with the 2 different rooms, and everybody can hear the sound coming out of here. But no,
because I did that one time for Microsoft, right?
Yeah,
I did like a ADR job that was just like it wasn't ADR, I guess it was just a voiceover job. But I went in and I had my own booth, and it was like a huge room. It was as big as this room, just for me. And I had one mic here and on a podium, and I was asked if I wanted water and stuff. And they had like a whole room, a glass wall, and a whole room over there with like 3 or 4 people sitting in it. And they were just, like, hey, okay, you want to do that last line again? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it again. And I do it again, right? It was so much fun.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was the best. And it was the easiest money I've ever made in my life, I think.
That's sick.
Probably. Because I feel like I'm pretty natural at doing the voiceover stuff. Because, like, I can read something and know how that should be said, especially for things that there's not really a character, right? And when I'm doing this voiceover stuff, it's more just a narration.
Like commercial stuff.
So you don't have to
talking about whatever. You're not being a character with motivation as much as you're just
marketing
the product.
You try to have some motivation, right? Like, okay, if I'm marketing, a Gatorade, I would try to be sporty or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's fun.
I was just thinking of Arrested Development. We're having a fire. Sail.
Sail.
There's a fire.
Dude, oh my god, he doing the acting thing. It's the funniest shit in that show. It's so good. And he meets Carl Weathers. Like, oh my god, that's some
it
funny
makes
shit.
Halo 2 so much more fun to play when David Cross is following him around. And he's shooting guys.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're like, David, come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Some funny shit.
Super funny.
So funny, dude. It always reminds me of Friends too, because Joey Tribbiani's character, like being a bad actor. I always think of that shit.
Deandra and Always Sunny's a bad actor.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
It's a thing. That's like a thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fun thing for actors to play.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Always Sunny originally was going to be about actors in LA who were failing, right? But then FX or whoever was like, no, we have too many shows about that. Or whatever,
right,
so
right.
We're, make something else.
Right.
So I'm glad what they did, but they did keep that just a little bit. So, Caitlin Olsen, the actress, Dee Reynolds, she's got her own show now, okay? The Mick or something. It's called
The Mick, yeah.
the Mick. And it does not look funny. It looks
It doesn't
horrible.
look good. It looks
right?
really bad.
But then I was thinking to myself, what if it's like a inter-universe thing where she's actually Dee Reynolds playing this character, like she was taken by like she always talked about being taken by what's it when the police come and
Taken for witness protection.
witness protection. Thank you. Witness protection. Yeah,
Like
what
she
are you
does in
talking
that one
about?
episode.
witness protection. Like she
Yeah,
does
yeah.
in one episode, right? So that's actually
Plays
happens.
the butler.
It happens again, but she's playing.
She's playing a fucking butler.
Yeah, she's
just
playing
like
a butler,
that.
dude.
It's true.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very possible that they saw that episode and they were like, you know what?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
Totally.
it a show. Yeah.
So I say that's what's happening, and I'm gonna try to watch one episode of that
Oh,
show.
it looks so bad.
It looks
though.
so bad.
It looks so
But I
bad.
want to watch it with that in mind.
I want to know
Sure.
how a show can look so bad. You know, like how does a show get out there that looks so bad? Because
Money?
it's not like I've talked to anybody who's like, actually, I thought that show looked really good. No, everybody's just like, wow, can't believe that's even a thing. I can't believe people put money into that and they're making it because it
Money and
seems
egos?
so bad, right? Is it just an ego thing?
I don't know.
Money.
I assume they think they're gonna make money.
Yes,
Maybe
they definitely
just off
think
of
that.
her name alone.
Yeah.
But I would have thought that like if you're gonna do that, you should, I don't know, do something else. I don't feel like she is the reason necessarily that I watch Always
It's also
Sunny.
her
It's
money,
for
though.
all of them. The gang is the reason. You know, if you
Right.
take one out, I'm not gonna watch it. If you just take one, put in, I don't care. You know, it's
I
just
don't know,
all
man.
of them. It's gotta be all of
Well,
them.
I
I might-
definitely care. I would say she's definitely the most disposable of the entire gang, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I
Dennis
can't.
and Mac.
Honestly,
and
I
Charlie
can't
are
imagine a
funnier.
show. I would say Frank.
Frank is
Potentially,
also very
the only
disposable
reason
to me.
he's not disposable is because the money his character has, right, can make them do anything they want, right?
But they-
Which is
they did
many
their-
episodes.
Did you guys see the new one? Did you
The
watch
whole
new
first
one?
season was without Frank, and I liked
Right.
it a
So
lot.
that's what I was gonna say.
It's okay.
Frank is potentially also
I mean, it's good.
disposable,
It's really
and
good.
also Dee is disposable. But I
Frank
would
is
argue
disposable.
that I could not possibly try to enjoy the show the same without Dee because she's
no,
the
she's
butt of their
always
jokes. You know, she's the
there,
person who
yeah.
needs to be there.
Yeah.
So
Lassie C said, I thought that was funny. He said, being from Philly, that show is more of a documentary than a comedy.
You're from Philly, huh? Interesting.
that's hilarious.
You know, somebody we were talking to, I was talking about Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and they had never seen it. They were like, "It's not sunny in Philadelphia. It's cold. It's cloudy there." And I was like, "What the dude? What do you don't even know what you're talking about, dude. Watch the show."
Immediately
Duh.
didn't want to watch the show because it's not sunny in
Yeah, I was
Philadelphia.
like, "What?"
Yeah,
I was like, come on,
It's
come on.
not about a weatherman.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
not.
like when you watch Grey's Anatomy. I mean, I don't watch that show, of course.
Sure
but,
you don't.
Me neither. Me neither. I don't watch.
Oh,
Grey's
no,
Anatomy.
Somehow
no.
it's never raining in Seattle.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
What is
It's always
that?
clear.
Yeah.
They just used the same B-roll for like
Yeah.
all
That
the
one
outside shit. They went and got it one time, and they just haven't been back.
It always rains here. It sucks. Stop moving here.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Right,
Yeah,
it's
it's
constantly.
always it's raining
And
right
it's
now.
cold. It's so cold.
It
It's
actually is
raining
cold.
It is
balls
actually
right now.
It's actually
Hella
hella cold.
cold.
Way too cold.
I'm watching this documentary on Lewis and Clark, right? Because I'm,
Totally know what they went through.
cause I'm
Living in Seattle here.
He's jumping 3 steps ahead of you. Maybe
Yeah, just
12
had to
steps.
well, that's what I was gonna say though. I was gonna say I am essentially Meriwether Lewis. Because
Long and short of it, yeah. Me and Meriwether Lewis, the only
So-
difference, probably the time period.
I'm glad we didn't have to go through that whole conversation for me to get to that.
Good.
So-
Cheers. Cheers.
Don't kill yourself, though.
Did he kill himself?
Yes.
Spoiler alert, dude. I haven't got that far in the
I
documentary.
haven't read the journal. I haven't finished the journal yet. Sorry.
I'm reading the journals though.
That's
and
the
it's
book.
like it's
he
like
doesn't write that
That's
part
the
in.
book, dude. If
No,
the
I
girl
don't think
doesn't
so.
like Meriwether's journal, can't date her.
it's like 8 volumes of 500
That's
pages.
the book right there.
That's the book.
Lewis and
Nobody can
Clark
do
journals.
that. Nobody can do that.
What?
8 volumes of 500 pages. Nobody can do that.
I did it, and I
No, you
enjoyed
did
it
not.
every second of
It
it.
doesn't. It's hard to read too.
It's the
It's
best.
ridiculous, dude.
If a girl doesn't, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
She doesn't like that.
Not worth my time.
Over.
Okay, but they were talking
On the
about
spot.
they were
In,
talking
in
about
reality, back to reality.
they were talking about crossing from like over the Rockies, right? And then like
Okay.
you get to like the Western Washington and you find the Columbia or Eastern Washington, excuse me. You find the Columbia, and it's like this desert, right? But then
Well, Western Washington from where they were going.
what? It's just the whatever. Okay, they find the Columbia.
Just keep going.
Find the Columbia, and it's like a
Everything
desert,
was
and then you
Western.
just
Everything
go.
was Western.
You just go down
Until
to
the
Columbia, and then you hit this rainforest suddenly, like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
right? And everything is just wet and like living. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy, and it must have been super crazy because they probably had never seen a rainforest before.
Right.
Also, there was lots of people.
like that.
Because they're just into
They haven't
like,
seen rainforests
into
like that. I'm
the
sure they've seen
great
rainforests.
open
They're
plains.
explorers.
Yeah, but they didn't
Well,
necessarily go to Brazil first. You
They've
know what I
been
mean?
in the swamp.
No, but like some of those guys like sailed with like
Columbus.
Captain Cook, you know.
Hook, Captain Hook. That's amazing.
Captain
Yeah.
Hook.
Yeah, they were on the original trip around the world.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
And then they jumped in America and hopped on with little Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson, obsessed with exploration. So
I
I'm
mean,
writing this
They
movie.
were in the swamps. You
What?
know, they were in the swamps.
Yeah, swamps for
And
sure.
they know about wet.
Yeah, but not like that much rain. That much rain is
I don't know how much it rains
Doesn't
down south.
exist.
I would imagine a lot.
not that much. Not as much as it does here.
Probably not as much as like the peninsula. For sure.
No, definitely not. Well, and that's what I'm talking about too. Like not here where we are, but like the rainforest.
Yeah, it rains a lot here, but the peninsula rains a lot.
Yeah, and that's not even where
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah.
They were like south of us. I think.
Right.
They were on the Columbia.
Sure.
They were on the Columbia, which is south of us.
Okay. Okay. All right.
But yeah, I'm trying to write a Lewis and Clark movie because I think it'd be cool, and it doesn't exist yet. So
it
That
doesn't
is true.
exist.
It doesn't exist.
How's
Not
that
a good-
possible?
Well, there's probably a movie, I'm sure.
Right.
No, there's
a
not.
shitty one.
there's not.
You
Like,
can't
I looked it
Google.
up.
You can't Google Lewis and Clark movie and find anything.
Yeah, there's
Huh.
like a
Now that doesn't
miniseries.
mean nobody's made a movie.
There's
It
a
just
miniseries
means you
supposed
can't
to come
Google and
out.
find it.
Yeah, there's miniseries supposed to come out. There's documentaries about it. I think there might be a TV show, but there's no like film that like I'm imagining The Revenant, you know,
But Lewis
but
and
for
Clark.
Lewis and Clark.
Revenant ain't got shit.
No, not the story of The Revenant. That's the aesthetic
Not
of
on
The Revenant.
not on Lewis and Clark.
No, hell no.
dog.
The problem is though, nobody dies in the Lewis and Clark mission. So like,
Yes, they do.
One guy dies.
Yeah, and lots of people desert and leave.
Spoilers.
one guy dies.
Yeah, from appendicitis.
Did he actually die?
He died
got
from
dysentery.
appendicitis. He got well. They thought he had who knows what, but they're
Who knows
not.
what he
They're
actually
not.
had?
They're not medical doctors. So they instead, the historians looked back and they were like, "Oh, he probably had appendicitis."
Either way, not enough people die. Not dramatic enough, right? But then they did have
I believe Lewis. I was doing my own research. Lewis said that he died with like honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobly or something.
Yes.
Like he was just like calm and he was like, "I'm gonna die," you know.
Write me,
Write my family or something.
write me
He
when
just
I'm
died.
gone or something.
Yeah.
They've made a
Sad shit,
spoof
dude.
movie of Lewis and Clark.
Oh, that sounds
Chris
great.
Farley.
It does not sound great.
It's pretty funny.
Chris Farley's funny.
Yes.
I think he was funny in the '80s. I don't know if he's funny anymore.
Well, it was then, because
Yeah.
he's dead.
Right.
He's not funny anymore.
Well,
He's thoroughly dead.
Real.
they're making a Chris Farley documentary. That's gonna come out soon, or is that already out?
I don't know.
Who's playing Chris Farley? No, it's not. It's a documentary, not a biopic.
I don't know who I'm like cast as Lewis and Clark. No, I was thinking about all these famous
Well,
actors.
you
Like,
are
who could I-
basically Meriwether
Yes.
Lewis.
Right,
So
True. I'm definitely gonna be Meriwether.
you got that one in the bag.
But
You
And
look
I can.
like a
I'm your
Meriwether.
twin, and they were twins, so I could be Clark.
no, there are brothers. Though.
They were twins.
There are brothers. You're right.
There
Totally.
are
I think
brothers.
so. I mean, there's two guys with the same last name on the.
Oh
the
shit!
roster.
Yeah, and that would work.
So we could
Great.
play them.
Ooh, that would be great. Dude.
There's like 30 people in their.
That's awesome.
That's a lot of people.
That's a
I
lot.
want to play John Coulter.
Okay,
John Coltrane.
Coulter.
John Coulter. Who's that?
He
Is he the
run-
guy that dies?
I don't know who that is.
He abandons the party. He when they go over the Rockies, he doesn't go, and he stays in Indian territory. He gets captured by Indians and almost killed, and then he gets set free. He has to run naked, and he survives out there.
I don't know if we would have any of that in the movie.
Well, it doesn't have to be actually
No.
naked, but
No.
that's something that.
No,
No, no.
that's
It'd be
not it.
once you leave.
No,
you're out of the
story.
story.
No, I wouldn't be in the story.
Not about you, but I would like to see. I was thinking like, how do
But
I?
he was a cool.
That's the
kid.
question.
What's the movie about?
Who's the story about? Is it about
You
Meriwether
don't have to
Lewis
make the story
and
up. I
what's
mean,
Clark's
it's
first name?
epic as fuck.
William.
William Clark? Or is it about
No,
the
it has to be
group of
about
the 30
something, though.
people? Is it about the journey? Is it about Jefferson?
No, it's about the journals.
It's definitely about the journals.
It's about the journals.
It's about the journey.
Jefferson wanted nothing more than the fucking journals.
Okay.
Right? So that's what it's about. And every day they're pushed forward, not because they want to see the Pacific, but because Lewis wants to get his fucking journals back to Jefferson.
Okay.
That's his job, right?
Okay.
To get there and back.
So you
not
can
just
have
to
like
get
a
there.
whole scene where like the journals, no, the journals,
And
right?
they
They're,
go
like,
in the
lost
river
in
and
the river.
they're-
They're in the river
Yeah.
most of the time. They're
Yeah.
on the river like most of the
A
time.
lot of the time.
So.
He's like jumping in, trying to grab all the pieces of paper. They're all wet and stuff, trying to dry them by the fire later that night.
Mhm.
And the Indians show up and just, grab
And,
everybody
yeah, and
by
then maybe
ropes.
Clark takes
They
the
actually
journal. He's
only
like, "What are you
got
gonna
attacked.
do, Meriwether? What are you gonna do?" You know?
What?
Only got attacked by Indians once.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
And
Once.
that was the Black
That's
Sea.
perfect.
No, but that's the biggest problem with the story is that there's just not quite enough drama. They get attacked
Dude,
once.
None of action.
Very arduous
Action, there's a lot of
journey.
drama.
action. A lot of
Very
drama.
arduous journey. They had to go through. They had to eat all their animals in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
They made it through Montana in the winter.
Yeah, dude,
You don't have to make up anything. It's
you could
epic
have-
as fuck.
You could have the whole party
Definitely won't
like,
make up
love
anything.
this horse, and then they have to eat that horse, and
They
that
have a lot of
alone
horses.
would make me cry. Like the
See,
scene that was.
The way I think of it is like think of old style zombies and new style zombies. New style zombies are all like fast action, shit's happening.
Right,
and
right.
Old style zombies were idiots and they're super easy to kill, but it was like the impending doom that never stopped.
Right.
And eventually just get worn the fuck
Close
down.
around you. Yeah.
Right. Which is why Walking Dead
kinda
is
like
so
that.
good nowadays, because it's the only zombie show that I know of that where the zombies are just dumb, walk forward towards you, right?
But it never
Not that I'm a
ends.
huge Walking Dead fan, but
Right.
I must say that is one thing that I'm quite pleased with.
I
They
prefer
decided to
that
keep
way.
that. Oh,
I
I
think
much
that's-
prefer it that
yeah.
way. Yeah.
Although I do like 100. I mean, not 177 hours.
28
20
days
days
later.
later. Yeah, 20 days
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
do like
one.
that movie. I like the
Yeah,
those
that's-
zombies.
I like plenty of the speed zombie stuff, but it's
They're just different. They're
it's
just totally
a
different. Yeah.
critter.
Well, like
yeah.
what we were talking about with the Revenant, right? The biggest problem was not that the story was weak, but that the story was too strong. Like we should have had him fighting over his rifle. He just wants his gun back. That's all he wants. Not his son, his half-breed son
Revenge
who
for
gets
his
murdered.
son.
That's way too much for such a boring revenge tale.
Yeah.
Like, how about you just keep it simple, stupid, right?
Yeah.
And then just have him be after his gun. And that's what he's after.
Yeah.
And then when he gets his gun, he fucking uses it to kill that guy or whatever.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the real story, right,
The
is
Revenant
that
was just lame. It didn't have much of a story.
You know the real
story was
story?
absent. It pretended it had a story. It gave us a very normal, like, reason for revenge. But most of the movie was Leonardo DiCaprio barely not dying.
Yeah, that's the
And
whole.
then in the last, like, 4 minutes, he just is like, oh, okay, revenge time.
It wasn't even
Got
4
it.
minutes though. For
You
me,
know the real
it took
story?
an hour
It was
for him
bullshit,
to get
you know
revenge.
what I mean?
The last took so long. The final parts took way too long. Like he was just hunting that guy
Definitely.
for so long on their own. Like, ugh.
It was boring.
Yeah, it was boring.
The movie
The end was
had
boring.
very weak story.
But the cinematography was great,
Well, of
and
course.
I didn't think Leo showed that much range. His range was all in one area of being fucked up the whole time.
Yeah, he was just
That was his
barely
range.
not dead for
Yeah.
the whole.
I feel like he did better.
he
In
deserves an Oscar
Gilbert,
for
great.
a lot of other things.
Right.
He deserves an Oscar for his entire cinematography. I mean, not
Cinematic
cinematic career.
cinematic career.
No,
yeah,
he's
sure.
one of those lifetime achievement awards.
Right, lifetime achievement, something like that.
Except
'cause
you don't
he's
get that until
done
you're
a lot of
dead or
different
you're
roles,
95.
and they're all really good.
So,
But
you need to have lifetime of achievement,
Right,
not
right.
just
Well, that's
half a
true.
lifetime.
yeah, what if he gets into drugs and?
I also think his
stuff?
accent was subpar. Like I thought Tom
Hardy.
did a better job in that movie. I thought he was a superior character.
His last line in that movie, the delivery of his last line was phenomenal for me. Because I was like, there's a lot of actors who would just choke on that last line and it would ruin the movie for me. But his delivery of it was like, well, I can't, I mean, that was just amazing. I mean, I can't be upset. It was the most believable
Even though it was a
delivery of the
cheesy
line.
line.
Cheesy line. I mean, I don't remember what it was. It was like, well, so you thought is this gonna bring your son back?
Yeah,
you
this
know?
ain't gonna bring your
Yeah.
son
It ain't
back.
gonna bring him back. You know what's coming for you. You said like that, and it was just something stupid. But he delivered it so well. I was like, well, I can't hate. It was great. It was so good.
One of the best westerns I've seen in recent years is The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford.
I haven't seen it.
You need to see that.
I love the title. I
It's-
must say, I love the fucking title.
It's a very true telling of, like, Jesse James. You know, he's such a folk hero and stuff. But the part that, like, a lot of people don't know about is in his later years he went basically stark raving mad because his bounty on him was so high. People always trying to kill him. And
I would be fucking mad too.
he
Looking
started
around my
to-
shoulder all the time.
Yeah, and he basically figured that his entire gang, everyone who knew where he was, would be somebody who could turn him in.
Right.
So he started, like, murdering all his own gang members.
Right.
You know,
Damn,
going around and icing them.
that's real.
And Robert Ford was somebody who always looked up to him and, like, joined his gang way too late in the James gang
Right.
chronicles, you know. Joined it right when all this shit was going down. But he knew Jesse was going to kill him, so he shot
Killed him
Jesse
first.
James. Yeah. And everybody fucking hated him afterwards.
Called him a coward.
Yeah. Because shot him in the
That's
back
the
of the
title.
head or whatever. So
You
that's...
gotta do that sometimes.
Yeah, it's Jesse James. You're not going to duel him.
Yeah.
No,
you're gonna lose that
lose.
duel.
Yeah,
You know?
that's a duel you're not going to win. So you need to not do that if you want to kill him. But really great movie. It's super dark. The music is awesome. The cinematography is really great, and it's not like there's plenty of fights.
Mm-hmm.
It's all gangsters killing gangsters, so lots of gunfights and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, that's the one
Casey
thing. A Lewis
Affleck.
and Clark movie will not have any gunplay, really, gunfights.
No,
Yeah,
but the
it'll have
costume
guns.
design.
Hardly any.
No, it will, because you're
There's a
shooting
famous,
animals.
Definitely shoot animals.
There's a lot of gunplay, but it's not like just violence. You know,
Right.
it's like
Nobody's
There's
having a gun to put to their head.
right.
No,
It's just not gonna happen.
it's not about that. It's the
No.
nature. It's a man versus nature tale.
I was thinking it's a,
Man
it's
You
a,
could
it's
do
a
the-
true American tale about exploration,
Yes.
and then they get to the Pacific. This is the part of the documentary I just watched. They get to the Pacific, and then Clark and Lewis have a vote, right? We can either stay here, we can camp here, we can camp south of the Columbia where there's elk, or we can head upstream for the winter, upstream, and then camp back with the Indians that we met, right? And then they put that to a vote instead of just deciding, and then that's like one of the great American moments in history, because
Because they learned democracy from the Sioux Nation, right? Like moments before.
yeah,
You could throw that in the movie. I mean, does it have to be 100% accurate?
yeah, well, not 100%. No, it can't be 100% because that's
Because
not
that's
movies
where,
made.
I mean, like, right, that's where democracy came from, right?
I don't know. The
Native Americans?
Native Americans. I mean, the Greeks.
depends
But
on
then,
what
like, the
you read.
word.
Depends on, yeah, I guess it depends. No, that's where, some sort of governmental term.
Lots.
Lots of governmental terms.
Yeah.
It came from the Greeks and the Native Americans. But I don't know enough about it to be just spouting nonsense right now. So I'm going to avoid doing that.
No, go for it.
You want me to go for it? Well,
Yeah.
filibuster,
No.
for starters.
Yeah,
Caucus.
throw it out there.
Caucus for no. Caucasus is
No, that's different.
Pantheon.
Russian. Anyway. But yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to go to Greece.
Legislation.
Trying to go to Greece real bad.
I could
Speaking
go
of
to Greece.
the Greeks.
I could get greasy.
Yeah. Well,
We're gonna do that later though.
yeah.
Tonight.
I could get like covered in grease.
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
you
That's
know
what I'm
I mean?
talking about.
Go to Taco Bell.
No,
No, not sweat out grease.
no, I don't
Oh.
want to be greasy.
You
I
want to
want
lather
to
it,
be greasy.
apply it to your skin.
Okay.
You
Make it
know,
all shiny.
I got you.
as are pertaining to grease.
So, do you guys have any New Year's resolutions at all? I have one. Here's my New Year's resolution.
Go
Ready for
ahead.
this? Right? I wanted to fucking build my company, Badwater Productions, more. You know? So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna actually do that. And so that's my goal. I guess my New Year's resolution is to every day work on that. That's my New Year's resolution.
How much are you gonna work on it? Does just thinking about it count?
No, actual action is the only thing that counts. Thinking about it does not count.
Okay.
That's actually the biggest problem that I have. Is like, yeah, if I'm thinking about it, like, oh yeah, I'm doing work. No, you're not. You gotta be doing work. You gotta be typing something down, writing it down. If it's not written down, it doesn't count. You
You
know?
have to write something.
It's gotta be written
every
down.
day.
Yeah. So like what I did today was I made like a Twitter account and a YouTube account for this, right? For topics. Not Badwater, but you know, it's just shit I'm working on. I guess that's really more of what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So like I did that and you know, it's good. It's good. Actually, speaking of that, did we post on Twitter? I'm the only person following me right now because I just made it,
I
right?
posted it on my Twitter,
Okay,
on my
cool.
stream account. So a bunch of people joined, and then I posted it to yours.
On Twitch, because on Twitch you can
Yeah.
link it to Twitter. Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
perfect, dude. Awesome, wonderful, good. Because yeah, I was stoked that I could get that to work. I mean, it wasn't too difficult, but at the same time, I did have to like
Twitter's
mess around with
great.
my accounts and stuff because. You know, my Kyle Love account is connected to all these accounts, but that's like a separate account than
Right.
these other accounts I have, so it's like kind of complicated.
Twitter's awesome.
Right.
I love
Twitter's
Twitter.
great, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of
was
people hate, but it's a great way to get your stuff out there.
I was
And
definitely
it's short.
Use
Everything
the
is short and simple.
hashtags.
the hashtags are so good. That's the first thing I didn't do was use hashtags, and I was like, well, that now my post is just lost in
Right.
the dark.
It's going nowhere.
Yeah,
Nobody's gonna see it.
nothing. It's no one's gonna see it. So I made some hashtags, you know. It's
They've
great.
got really cool like stats that they show you for free as well.
Oh, really?
Like you can click on any post and it'll tell you like how many views, why you got that many views, like how many
Cool.
reactions, like did anybody actually click on the link in the thing?
Oh,
Oh,
shit, that's
really?
really good to know.
That's detailed.
How did
Extremely
people find it?
helpful.
Find it from the hashtag? Did they find it from
Yeah.
following you?
It's
That's
extremely helpful to
really
like,
good
kind
to
of
know.
do your own little data mining and get yourself out there.
So that's part of my New Year's resolution, do that data mining. If I'm not doing the data mining, if I'm thinking about it, who gives a shit? I have to be doing it and
Yeah.
figuring out what works. That's my goal. Yeah.
It's a
Anyway.
big
What
goal.
about yours?
Yeah, what about you guys?
I don't really have a New Year's resolution.
Drink
as much
more.
as no. I don't
Kill
need
my
to do
liver.
that.
Drink the
Don't
same
need to
amount.
do that.
Drink the
Yeah.
same amount. Consistency.
I'm gonna drink the same amount. I want to learn how to edit stuff.
Alright.
Video?
And sound, yeah.
Cool.
I'm right there with you.
Learn
man.
how technically
Working on it,
or artistically, because those are two very
Both.
different things.
Pretty sure I have the knack, like the
Okay.
eye. I know what I
Right.
want to see, you know? I know what
That
I
camera
want to
just
see
died?
video
Is that what that
wise.
sound
It
was?
might have just
Okay, there's a
gone.
battery right on the wall behind you that you can pop out of there and then pop the
Is
battery
the
out of
stream
that
still
one.
on?
Yeah, it's on, but
Hello,
and then you
stream.
go like this, right? And then it slides down,
Oh,
and then you can
That's a
just
good
do
one.
this, and then you can
Learn how
just
to edit because it's like the most important thing.
And then you
It's the
pop
last
that
step
Yeah.
of all this.
close it, and then
So-
And just
slide
one of the
back.
hardest things it seems like to find people to do
There's
it
like
for
a quarter
you.
turn thing here.
Well, because
so you
it's-
slide back
because
and
it
you quarter
sucks
turn
having to
back,
do it for
somebody
and
else.
then it
Yeah.
stops.
When
Because
you
you don't know
come
what
down
the
from
fucking
it,
footage is, you don't know what their
yeah.
goal is, you don't care. Yeah, the footage is all shit. You're like, oh, this is a sweet story, yeah, and you look at the footage, you're like, well, this is all out of focus. I don't-
Yeah, right.
What do you want me to do with it? Like, you want me to just throw this together, or actually make something that I'm proud of? Because that's impossible. That's
Yeah.
what you've given me. Sorry. Yeah, I've been there. That's why I always refused to edit stuff that we did unless I was directing. Then I would edit it. I was like, oh, I'm directing this in school, right? I'm directing this. I'm editing it. You're not. I'm doing it because I know what I want.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
God.
Right, I feel that. I definitely.
Sorry. There you go. They're like, it's off centered. What the fuck? Triggered. Alright, there you go.
Don't get triggered, guys. It's all good.
It's okay.
It's a safe space.
Yeah, it's a safe place. No
Right.
assuming, no triggering. It's all good, guys. It's all good. So you want to learn how to edit, huh?
Yes.
Audio and video.
Audio is
Yes.
so
Two very
cool.
different things.
I love audio,
Definitely.
but I don't know shit about it.
Dude, I have so much practice with audio doing ADR for a movie. Because, I mean, it's a feature film that I have to make all the sound for in
Mhm.
post. And it's insane, but, like, I'm learning a lot, and it's really helpful. So, yeah, what kind of program do you want to use? Software?
Well, right now I'm just using what came standard. I'm playing with GarageBand.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I got, I've been making, rap for a while.
Right.
I've never really made my own beats or anything. So I actually made my first couple of my own beats and recorded a couple of my new songs
That's sick.
the other night.
Hell
So,
yeah.
I'm just trying to teach myself how to make beats right now. That's kind of what I'm focusing on. And then I need to learn how to edit my own audiobooks because I read those. And right now I have somebody editing them for me, and that's really tedious.
Right, there's no reason to have a middleman.
Especially if you
right?
don't read the book, then you're just listening to me read a book at you for like hours and hours and hours, and because it takes a long time to read an audiobook,
Right.
It takes like the book I'm reading is taking like 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Or edited, it's going to be 10 hours long. So it's like not a great thing to have a middleman.
No, nobody wants to do that.
No.
How often do you fuck up when you're reading for an audiobook? Like you're just reading along, right? I assume, and it's just
Yeah,
recorded.
it's gonna happen.
So you just every once in a while you're like
up,
up, and you just do the whole sentence again, sort of a thing,
Mm.
and that's where you have to edit it. How often does that happen?
Take all the breaths out too. And any
all the
other
breaths,
sound.
okay.
Okay, so what you could
Any
do
other sounds.
while you're reading is like move away from the mic and then move back. You breathe,
Well,
like the
yeah.
chocolate rain guy.
It's just gonna give space though, and you want to cut that space out so that the audiobook
Yeah,
is
it's
shorter.
easier to just go through and cut out all the breaths. I mean, he says he can
Maybe.
even kind of see, like, he even knows, like, what my breaths look like.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Definitely,
in
you
the-
get
in
used
the
to that.
waveform.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, it'd just be better. I have to listen to them over and over anyway,
Mhm.
because otherwise you forget, like, oh, I haven't said this, I haven't been this character for, like,
Right, 'cause you do
12
voices.
pages,
The
like,
voices.
and
Okay,
then
so that's a
it's
different
like,
type of
oh,
audiobook.
I gotta be that.
That's like an audio experience.
I'm reading a sci-fi book, so yeah, there's a shit ton of characters.
Do you have sound effects?
I haven't put any sound effects in right now.
But are you
I
going
might.
to? Because that's one of the things in audiobooks that I look for sometimes. Depends on what what I want. Sometimes I just want a guy reading the text. But I always want somebody doing at least a little bit of voices for characters. Sometimes
You have to do voices for
Right.
characters.
And sometimes I want, but not too much. Like if it's a female voice, don't put your head on. Hello.
Well,
you know?
unless you want her to be annoying.
Right, exactly. Right. But like just kind of raise your voice and do like a light voice. That's the female, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would look for. But sometimes I look for sound effects. If they're in a bar, I want bar sounds. Oh, blah, 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 clink clink. Like all that shit. So sometimes, and
I
then like
didn't do any of
lasers.
that.
Oh, there's you're in a battle. Pew 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 pew. And there's like lasers going.
That would be
on
interesting.
in the background.
To do that, it'd be interesting.
I've heard of that stuff, and like I've
They do a
listened to
test.
it. It's interesting.
The Hitchhiker's Guide.
Specifically, Lord of the Rings. I remember listening to Conrad had a
He did.
tape deck of Lord of the Rings, but it wasn't Lord of the Rings as spoken the words of the text, but Lord of the Rings as if it was an audio play that
Like
you're
a
listening
radio
to,
play,
where there's a
yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
different sound effects, and the characters are only saying the dialogue the characters say. Really, there's no narrator
Yeah,
narrating.
There was a narrator, but
but it was
just
different. It
less
was really cool.
than
I liked it a lot.
in the
Yeah, that's
books.
an interesting way to do it.
Mhm.
You should want to listen to a good audiobook. Just listen to all of Martin Freeman's Hitchhiker's
Oh, yeah?
Guides. They're so great. The third one, I was just cracking up.
I do like Martin Freeman, and I have not read Hitchhiker's Guide. So, and I really liked the book when I was younger. I mean, the movie when I was younger, and then I watched the movie again, and I was like, I don't know.
The movie sucks.
The
The
movie
book's
is
awesome.
it's subpar.
It was alright. It had good points, good parts, but it was really like the world was really cool. But like the actual just structure of the characters and the
It was
story
the presentation.
less. You didn't really care about that as much as you cared about just the individual like interesting things that they came across, the
Which is
obstacles and stuff.
When you read the book, you realize it's a travesty. So the characters are great.
Right, because the characters are probably great because there's
Yeah.
a lot more time devoted to them. I bet.
Sam Rockwell was pretty funny in the movie, though.
Well, he's just a good actor.
He's
you know
just
what I
good.
mean?
He's just a funny guy.
He's just funny.
The movie's terrible compared to the book.
Yeah, the
I think
movie.
the movie is just not
Fantastic
good
story.
compared to any other movie.
I just felt like
Well, true.
there was
It's
so
okay.
much going on to it that it should have almost been multiple movies because they just moved through it
No,
so
it could have been
fast.
a TV series.
TV series.
But this was
that's
before
what it should have
TV
been.
series were a thing.
That's what it should have been.
It was also before the trilogy was really a thing.
Right.
In movies.
Before Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, before everyone started making freaking trilogies.
Or that was like
I mean,
the
what
thing
was
to
the
do.
first trilogy was what? Star Wars? Before Indiana
The
Jones?
first trilogy. That's a good question.
I'm
But
sure their
what-
trilogy's
But hold on,
far
like
older than
No,
that.
but
I don't know
I mean,
if
like
they
the
are.
most popular ones. Like
Well,
the Lord of the Rings
differentiate-
book is a trilogy that's older
between
than
like
Star
a
Wars.
planned trilogy and then
Well,
Star Wars, where oh my god, this is successful. Or wait,
Right.
what's the plan?
No. Well, the story was planned, the larger story, but the fact that they're gonna make more movies,
Ah,
I don't
yeah.
think was planned.
Right.
Which is why 4 has a standalone ending. 5 is a
Right.
cliffhanger, like hella bad. It's
Mhm.
horrible, really.
I know.
If you want,
That's
like,
the best one. Oh, it's
but
such
because
a
we have
good
6 so readily available, it's not a problem for us.
movie. Right.
But if we were in 1979 or whenever that came out,
Yeah,
1980,
we'd be pissed.
we'd be pissed.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
for
the
sure.
fuck? That was the whole thing, dude.
Be like the Halo 2 ending, you know? People were
Yeah.
pissed, dude.
Yeah.
They were like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna make an entire game that leads up to just a nope, fuck you. You
Yeah.
gotta buy the next game and see what happens."
Yeah.
You know? Oh, it was
That's
so bad.
I think that's what Game of Thrones is going to do to us.
You're not
I
wrong.
think
Yeah,
the
but-
White Walkers are just going to roll over everybody.
And then it's just gonna be.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
They're mostly bad people.
I'm okay.
So-
Dude, we got the
That
Some,
world
good,
is very
some really
volatile.
good people will get killed.
the dragons though. The dragons are the one defense, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna come to the aid, and it'll be just
Well-
dragons versus White
Oh,
Walkers.
Daenerys is winning. That's
It's-
my vote. Have you read the books?
I have, but
Okay,
the
well,
books are
don't
not
tell me
up
shit.
to the show yet.
Right,
You
right.
guys want another one?
Well, the show's told you more than I could tell you. It's
mhm.
gone past book 6. So. It's gone into
We've gone
book
past in
6.
With-
certain
with
ways,
every
but not
character,
past
or-
in other ways. Is
Yeah.
that right?
It skipped a lot, yeah,
Right.
which is weird because you'd think Game of Thrones would want to prolong itself. They have so much material that they've skipped that if they just peppered it in, like
That's my biggest problem with the last 2 seasons. Is like some of the storylines, like Arya specifically, went too fucking fast. I needed that to slow down. You know?
well, Arya's is actually about where it is in the books.
Right, but like that, I didn't like. Regardless, I didn't like her storyline. Like I just
Oh.
felt like it was a little too fast and a little bit too like, oh, you start at point A, go to point B, and then you're back at point A. No, B, C, D, E, and then A. And it's like, well, why did you even do
Right.
A?
It's like A to B was this long, but then B, C, D,
E.
and then E, and then back to A.
Yeah.
Right. And it was like that was a little too quick.
Similar with Sansa,
I could-
right?
I could feel
Sansa
that.
was the same character for like 4 seasons, and then
True.
suddenly she's a different character.
No,
Which I
would-
don't hate because I like to see her adapt because I didn't like her character.
I would
as
argue
a-
there's only one problem with Sansa, which was the end of what, the 5th season, 3rd season,
whenever she and
when she and Baelish got together and she's like
No
wearing
spoilers.
no spoiler alert. She's wearing that like
Cover your
super
ears.
black dress, right? And she's like walking down those stairs, and you're like, oh my god, she's a badass, right? And it was like right when she decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be a badass now, right? And my problem was that it happened so fast. There was no lead up to it. It was like she's a whiny bitch who does nothing helpful, and then boom, she's a badass character who just is like has her own hopes and dreams, and she makes actions towards them, right? And I would have liked to see more of her. Like Cersei, when Cersei put on
Well,
spoilers
she
in the
really
last.
only the thing about Sansa though is the reason her character change is so abrupt is because she goes from having no power and being surrounded by enemies to going to power. It actually happens that
yeah, but
fast.
that,
Peter's
I would like to see that represented.
snatches her out of Kings Landing.
I would like to see
where
that
she was
represented in
basically
something.
a prisoner, and then She only makes one move, and her one move is backing Peter Baelish, and that's enough.
So I think that actually
She backs him when she could have thrown him under the bus.
No, but I want to see her. I want to see her in the same situation that she was in with Joffrey, right? And Joffrey was like,
She is.
"Oh, no, she's not.
She
right?
is.
She's not quite because she has power, like you just said."
Not anymore. No, she's never had any real power, though, Sansa.
Well,
Not
then
really.
then you go back to you're just reinforcing his point where she's not changing. So why is she changing when she shouldn't be changing?
No, I'm not. That wasn't his point.
She definitely
his
has-
point was that she changed too fast.
she definitely has more
No,
power.
but you
I
just said
think-
she didn't change. Did she change or not?
Didn't say that. I said she got moved into where she thought she was in a powerful situation. She thought, boom, she got to a place where she suddenly had some power.
Okay.
Her power was this.
She thought, but she doesn't actually have power.
She did. And
She
she
did have
threw it
power.
away because she trusted the devil.
How'd she throw it away? By trusting Baelish?
By backing Baelish.
Okay,
If
so-
she would have told the Lords of the Vale what really happened, you know, who knows what would
But
have happened.
Baelish did come save her.
Yeah, but do you think that's good? That's a deal with the devil.
That's definitely
It
good.
doesn't matter though, good
It's
or
definitely
bad.
good.
It's like she gets to live for 4 more days. If that's all you're asking for, basically,
But
all
if she'd have
anyone's
never
asking for.
trusted Baelish in the first place, she never would have gotten sold to Ramsay. The Lords of the Vale would not have done that.
But if
to
she
her.
would have never trusted Baelish in the first place, she would be just probably killed by
She'd be
Joffrey.
dead.
No, she'd be in the Vale still.
No, she would have been blamed for poisoning-
She didn't trust
She would have been-
Baelish there. She didn't
Right,
know
she just
was
ran.
going to Baelish.
She just ran.
She ran with
You're
the
not
guy
wrong.
who she thought owed her, like, his life.
Right.
He told her that. Like, I owe you my life. I'm devoted to you. Let's get out of the city. She went with him. She didn't know Peter Baelish was out there in the ship. She thought he left her already. Remember?
Mhm.
So she didn't choose to trust him there. Where she chose to trust him was when the Knights of the Lords of the Vale were like, "So what happened, Sansa?" And
She lied. When she
went
lied
with
for the first time
Baelish's
ever,
story.
she lied.
And then she was like, "Well, I'm with Peter now. He's got my back. And he's
Mhm.
powerful. I'm powerful."
Which is right. She's right.
She is
He
right.
does have her back. And without doing
But
that,
she's
she'd be
still
screwed and her
under
brother would
his
be
heel.
screwed.
No. But
Everybody
if
was
she
screwed.
wouldn't have trusted him in the first place, that's what I'm saying. Then who knows where she'd be? She'd be in the Eyrie. They wouldn't have gave her back to the Lannisters or anything.
So, at what point in the 6 seasons did her character develop into a character that would go behind Jon Snow's back and then tell Peter Baelish, "Hey, we need your help"?
I think she, like I said, kind of metaphorically made a deal with the devil. Like, Baelish is pretty much the most evil character in the show. I'd argue he's more evil than White Walkers, because their motive is kind of pure. They were created just to destroy humans. That's all they know how to do.
I think Joffrey was far, far eviler than Baelish. Baelish wants power, but Joffrey was evil to the point of, like, insanity, right?
Joffrey was mad.
Yeah, he was mad, like
He
the
was
Mad King.
Yeah.
Right.
Which isn't as
Very
evil.
different.
Which isn't as evil as somebody who pretends to have empathy, pretends to have sympathy, manipulates everybody around them to their own means.
I don't know,
and
debatably that's everyone in that show. So I don't see that as evil, that's just the way the world is
Yeah, I
run.
could-
But it's the way that Baelish.
Yeah, but I would
is
sort of
manipulating it
argue
towards.
that like Baelish has one goal, but if that goal isn't evil to create mayhem and evil,
Which is
right?
Joffrey's goal.
Which is basically Joffrey's goal, then you could argue that he's not as evil as Joffrey. If his goal is to take the Iron Throne, which we assume is his goal, right?
And he
Sure,
tell-
we know
he
that.
In which
told us
case,
that.
right? In which case, it doesn't matter like what he does to us. It doesn't make him evil when he kills people or betrays people or deceives people to get that goal. It doesn't make him evil because all he's doing is trying to get that goal. He wouldn't do that in a scenario where that doesn't help him, right? When Joffrey would arguably do that no matter what the scenario.
He would go
is.
out of his
doesn't
way
care.
to hurt somebody.
He's going way out of his way to hurt people. Like he's evil to the point where it's like in his blood, and he doesn't care if it's good or if it's going to benefit him or not. As long as it's evil, he's going with that.
That's
Yeah.
definitely Joffrey. Yeah.
I understand the argument.
I see what you're saying. I think they're two different types of evil.
I would agree.
That's
And
true.
One is a lot more dangerous and sinister, and that's Peter Baelish's
Like
kind.
Cersei too, though. I would
Yeah.
argue like Cersei's
Cersei
Cersei
is
and Peter are
very
arguably the worst,
they're
same size.
both
even more
as
evil because Cersei's the person who bombed people. Baelish
Well,
hasn't done that yet.
No, here's the only difference between Cersei and Baelish.
He doesn't have to because he's not in the public.
He's not in the shit.
He's
He
not
has
in the public
killed
view.
almost everybody that's been like a catalyst. Baelish had a hand in it.
Right.
He had a little hand in there somewhere.
No, I did it, dude. Now I spilled beer on myself. I just felt like the problem was I felt like this was empty, and so I picked it up, and then it was just full, and it was like, oh well, shit. There it
The
goes.
last one was empty.
See, my last one was
So
empty.
step one, you open it here and you drink a lot.
Up down to here, so that way you don't spill on yourself. That's a good call. Fuck, dude.
I gotta go.
All right.
Unfortunately.
No, dude, no problem.
Yeah.
I
We're
feel
probably
it.
wrapping this up pretty soon. Here.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah. I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy.
Yeah, dude,
Enjoy the rest of
absolutely.
the podcast.
Thank you for joining us and helping us
Absolutely.
out.
Hopefully
man.
next week I'll be able to stay longer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
that'd
for
be
sure.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still helping out the.
Don't forget your mic.
Oh yes, thank
It's
you.
on the table right there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I'm in their home theater and I've got my computer hooked up to it all week. I'm playing like The Witcher 3 on a like 75
Oh my
4K
god, dude.
TV.
Hell yes.
That's so
Oh,
It's been a dream.
that's amazing.
Like,
That sounds like the
I wanna
fucking dream.
join,
dude.
dude. That
For
sounds
sure.
fucking fun.
Alright, I'll see y'all.
Peace, man. Have a good one. Anyway, I could talk about Game of Thrones all
Me
day,
too.
every day.
Best character.
Best character in Thrones, dude?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, no.
I don't
going
know.
Off.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
You want to just call it?
I was just saying we don't have to talk about
I do want to know how you want to make a game out of the show, though.
Well, I don't want to make the whole show a game.
No, but
just
like,
a
how do you
game-
just how?
game
What does that even mean? I mean, I wrote that down, but
Yes.
what does that mean? You explain to me. You did sort of. Where if we're talking about books, what's the book? You know, make each topic sort of like. Like what kind of game? A game that we're playing? A game that the audience is playing too? I'm into that.
We could do some of both.
A drinking game?
We could do that too.
I'm not sure.
Never the same game, just all kinds of different.
Never the same game.
Doesn't
Oh.
have to be. I mean, it can be the same game.
Now
sometimes.
you're getting creative. All right.
Same game sometimes, but.
All right. Well, that makes sense actually. Then I'm into it.
Just whatever kind of like talk show game you could think of. Like
Right.
I said, pick books or whatever.
Right. Right. So, are we gonna play Dunge on Sunday? That's the plan, right?
I think that's the plan, yeah.
You're down?
Tune in Sunday for Dunge.
Yeah, Dunge at what, 10 a.m.?
No. Has to be 8 o'clock again. 8:30.
Oh, late again? So I gotta change all my fucking. Is that gonna be the set time then? 8? Should we not even have a time on our like channel? You know, it says like at Thursdays at 8. You know, should we not have that because it's not technically at 8?
It's not very
technically
accurate.
we started at like 8:30.
I mean, it's a good guideline.
Actually, we didn't start at 8:30, right? We started earlier. Than
We
that.
started
Today
about
we started
today.
earlier. We started
Yeah, we
like,
started way early,
Mhm.
like 7:30.
We
Yeah.
started at 8.
It's closer
At
to
8?
later. Yeah, 8. Yeah.
All right.
But we could actually just try to maybe start doing that too. Consistency is good.
Yeah, I'm into consistency, so we should decide about what time we want to have stuff. Brendan said that he is probably maybe potentially his last Thursday that he has to leave early. So if we want to do 8 o'clock, we can do that for sure.
Right.
On
I would like
Sundays,
that.
we don't have to do it early. We can do it later. What do you guys think,
Yeah.
audience members? You guys want to see us do it later or earlier on Sunday? Because we can do it later. We did it later last time, right?
We've done it later the last few times.
Yeah, we did it early a couple times and late a couple times.
I like early better, but I just keep getting things on Sunday.
Right, I like early better to an extent. You know, it's like there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
I have to get up and do it, which is fun. I like that. It's to start the day, but at the same time, it's fun to end the day with that too. So
Sure.
I got no complaints regardless.
Either way.
Either way, but we
Maybe.
should know to maybe potentially try to make it consistent and or just remove the time that I've put on the little like the channel. You know.
Definitely do that right now.
Right.
For now, because
Just so
we're
that
not
it's-
following it.
Right.
So
Right. Okay.
if we finally nail down a time where we're always doing it, we'll
Right.
put the time back up.
Right. Right.
For now, we'll just like announce when we're gonna do it. But I think probably pretty good time to wrap. And we could
I'm into it.
talk about more semantics and figure out for next week.
Yeah.
You guys trying to like stream anything else or just cut it?
Like what? Oh, like a different game?
Yeah,
Like
we
just
could
hang out and
stream
play
a
some
game,
games or something?
Yeah, we could do something.
Well, he has work tomorrow, so he was gonna.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay.
He's not gonna stay
honestly.
too long. So we could play more Red Dead Redemption, of course, because
Yeah.
just to finish the game.
We could.
I'm super down to do that.
We're very close to finishing the game.
Yeah, I think we're
believe.
pretty close to finishing. So we could
Yeah.
do that.
I'll probably
Um,
hang for a
But we,
bit.
we could call it for topics.
I think that's good.
What do you think?
So,
yeah, I'm into it. Let's do it. Kyle Love?
That's Jake Love.
Jake Love
He's
behind
behind
the-
the camera now.
Hey,
Behind the
Com's
camera.
back. He left, but he's back. So.
Oh, hey, Com. Hey, we're gonna play.
Nightlock and Zen
Goodbye.
and all these guys.
We're gonna play some Red Dead in probably 20 minutes or something,
Yeah,
right?
we'll be back. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
But
We're not gonna be
go-
gone for this
Tucker
night.
Case.
We're gonna
by the
go-
way.
Wait, we missed his name.
Yes. Goodbye.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but we'll be back. We're gonna go. Talk about some business stuff. Maybe smoke a J or something.
Yeah,
We'll see.
that's the plan.
But we'll be back.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. We'll be back next week and on Sunday.
Thursday and Sunday for sure. We just don't know what time. Goodbye.
All right. See you guys. See ya. Have a good one.